Okay, I'm just shooting this video off the cuff, and I'm going to share some of my ideas about what's going on with, or could potentially be going on with XRP. I want to talk about two different people. One is Bearable Guy, 123, and Donald Trump. So I believe there's something to Bearable Guy. I believe he's somebody that's in the know. Who is trying to promote XRP to keep the movement, if you will, alive, and to keep the enthusiasm up. But I think the company itself, that their hands are tied and that there's only so much they can say, because I believe they are working very, very closely with the governments. I believe Donald Trump is a patriot. I believe that he is very disgusted with, like many of us are, with the government, with the the deep state, if you will, with those that would be willing to sell out their country. I believe he's working with people that are about to shake things up in a big way. I believe that XRP could very well be a big part of that. There's a thing called the quantum financial system. If you do some homework on that, that's pretty intriguing. Along with the global currency reset. And part of this global currency reset that is talked about, it's talked about tying a digital asset to gold. When we keep talking about a level playing field, everybody mentions a level playing field, and Bearable Guy's image, his calendar, September through December, certainly looks like a level playing field. There's one way you can do that. That is if we go back to the gold standard. And that's what the global currency reset is. And if we go back to the gold standard, imagine if you went around the world and you met with different leaders. Let's say you met with Kim Jong-un, which no other president has really done. And, you brought him in the loop about what needs to happen to get rid of the cabal and their hold on banking for the last 200 or 100 years since the inception and creation of the Federal Reserve. What if you met with Putin for a couple hours behind closed doors? And if you've ever heard or read anything about him, he is not a fan at all of secret societies. So I know this is getting crazy and you may not agree with any of it, but I believe that Donald Trump wants to put America first and wants to help us get a level playing field across the world. And one way that you could do that is imagine, just for the heck of it, what if these world leaders were actually meeting as he meets with them in private and secret, and they all agreed, let's go back to the gold standard. What if they tied it to XRP? What if all of a sudden they said, okay, Zimbabwe, how much gold do you have? Okay, well, we're going to give you XRP to the tune of whatever equals the value that they place on XRP to the amount of gold that you have. And they do the same thing with Venezuela, and they do the same thing with Russia and China. What if this trade war is really a distraction? What if it's really just to throw everybody off their game, which I believe Donald Trump is very good at doing? And what if they're really working together to create a new global financial system? In 1933, when the U.S. government confiscated gold, they required everybody to turn it in and gave them the equivalent, a $10,000 fine if they were caught with it, which is like a $160,000 fine nowadays. Everybody had to turn in their gold, and they bought the gold for everybody at $20.67, an ounce. A month later, they turn around and then announced that gold is now worth $35 an ounce, creating a small, tidy profit, not a small, but a tidy profit for the United States government after they confiscated the gold. So if you don't think it can happen, that there can't be an executive order that all of a sudden announces that the United States, along with, the G20 and the other nations of the world, have decided that we're going back on the gold standard and we're going to tie it to a digital asset and that there's going to be a level playing field, I think you're wrong. You just haven't experienced it in your lifetime, but it has certainly happened. Teddy Roosevelt did it when he confiscated gold and reevaluated and gave gold a brand new price tag. Well, they could do the same thing with XRP. They could just decide that XRP is worth $20 a coin, just overnight. Just all of a sudden make the announcement and do it. You see, the fact that XRP never moves up and it constantly, even you get to 47 cents and it drops right back down to 30. That to me is like ridiculously suspicious. You have like Dogecoin? I mean, what is that? At 30 bucks? And XRP is 30 cents? There has to be a reason for it. There has to be. And I believe that Ripple's hands are tied with NDAs and that it's going to be a major announcement at some point. I believe between now and December, regulation will take effect. And then first of the year, who knows, it could be part of Trump's re-election campaign, that this new global currency reset. And everybody in the world is excited about it because now Zimbabwe, instead of having a $10 trillion bill that buys you a loaf of bread, actually has some value to their money. That the people in Venezuela have a chance to have their currency reset, and other countries around the world. Why? The thing I love the most about XRP and the potential there is the idea that these people in third world countries, because they are people, they are God's children, they need a chance at a shot at a life too. And a level playing field really resonates with me, and I love that idea. And I hope what I'm thinking in my heart is really true and really happening, and that there would be a cleansing of the swamp and the cabal and the banking system, and everybody knows that you want to get rid of money laundering, then use XRP in the ledger. So there's so many good things that could happen. I just hope that we're right, or that I'm right about it. Anyway, just some thoughts. I don't know, but it's going to be very interesting to find out. We live in very, very interesting times. If you think this will help anybody at all, please share it, retweet it, and then anybody that follows me, I automatically follow you back. So anyway, just my thoughts. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, everybody.